it. All right. Welcome, y'all, to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet but mostly woke perspective. So, listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. We might not be on Spreaker anymore. I don't think we paid the bill, but Spotify and Pandora. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show on Island TV. Follow us on Instagram at twispod. So, I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hey, my sister Shatara.
Hey.
So, how you do?
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. How you doing?
So, what are we calling this episode?
We're calling this episode Sexy Mother Fucker.
You sexy
I
mother.
wanted to whisper that part. You sexy mother.
MF. You sexy mother. You
Got
sexy
on
mother
course.
MF. Mother. You sexy MF. And why are we calling it that? We have a special guest this evening. Who
Oh,
is that?
yes. My dear friend, funny man, Mr. Mark Viera is our guest for the weekend.
Right. So he'll be joining
Woo!
us a little later. And I need to give a shout out to the new movie Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Devil. So if you go on our Instagram at Twispod, that's TWISPOD. We have some clips. This is the timely coming of age tale starring Abraham Atta. So don't miss the gripping story about a Nigerian immigrant named Dayo and his struggle to find a moral balance between his desire to join a college fraternity and bonding with his estranged father, who is a strict pastor at a local church. So, Twispod, we have me and Shatara have joined together with executive producers Birdman, what happened to that boy, and Benny Boom to offer 5 of our followers a chance to win a free download code. So all you need to do is go to our Instagram at TwizPod, and the first 5 of y'all ask for the code, and you get to watch this movie, Tasmanian Devil, for the free. So we're gonna get right into the show.
Get it
You
for the low.
ready? Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Guess where we at?
Oh, we have my favorite part.
In the weekend tea.
Indeed.
Weekend tea. Been
All
waiting for
right.
this. Ooh, okay, Tara. So, Shatara, tell us about the guest that we got.
Okay, so it is our pleasure, as I can say. I mean, we have my good friend, Mr. Mark Viera. When I tell you he is funny, and I don't just say that just to say it. I mean, this is my homie right here, Mark
I
Viera.
can
You've seen
vouch
him on
for it.
TruTv. Hey, yeah, you can vouch. You've seen him on TruTv. Yeah, he runs it. You've seen him on HBO Max, and he's actually starting to tour again this weekend, which is a big deal. So he's about to be all over the place. You can catch him at Mark Viera Comedy. And I mean, need I say more? That's it. That's it. It's
That's
my
it.
homie right here. Mark, thank you
Yes,
so
and I
much
want
for
to just
coming out.
say, I saw you, Mark, in Miami a couple weeks ago at the Tommy Davidson show, and you killed it. My other sister and I were there, and right at the front, and like I always say, I was like, he is just so funny. I love the
Oh my.
dynamic between you and your lady. That comedy just is it's the best. So good show, very 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 good
You know,
show.
what, yeah. What I love is you know, when you get to a certain point in comedy, you start to connect with the audience, male or female,
Mm-hmm.
because you're driven by a bigger force, so that everybody can sort of get you, even though
Mhm.
you know it's black, it's white, it's Latin. It doesn't even matter. It's just the funny like permeates.
Mm-hmm.
And the message, I think, is what I always try to do on my show is say that, ladies, you don't have to try so hard to be, you know, to be a woman. Just be a woman. You know what I mean? Just live in
Just
that
be.
space, that
Mm-hmm.
confident woman space, and the great things happen. You know what I mean? I know that's a tall order, because men also have to walk confidently and not contrive it, like make it up,
Mm-hmm.
like you know,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of nonsense. But I also believe that women hold incredible power, but they're even more powerful when they walk with grace and confidence, you know.
I love
Oh.
it. I love it. Well, with
Yeah,
that
and I
being
try to do
said,
that in my show. I'm like,
mhm,
stop with there's so much extra, there's so much blah and so much this, and it's like, you were incredible when you walked in. You know, you didn't have to do anything
you didn't
outside
have
of
to do all of that. That's such
yeah.
Thank you.
a
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
that
Appreciate
is
it.
such a
Thank
beautiful
you.
thing to say. A lot of women need to hear that. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm
we're
just
gonna
talking
get
like a guy,
in.
you know, just like a dude that's seen it.
Mhm,
That's all. You know,
okay.
Like, take
Well,
them eyelashes off.
take all that. Yeah, take the eyelash off.
You
Take
should
this
have
file
told me.
off all of
Why
this
didn't you
I'm
Mark?
doing
Why
up
didn't you
here.
tell?
Yeah. Eyelashes ain't supposed to hit you on the forehead. That's all I'm
All I'm
saying.
doing.
They ain't supposed they ain't supposed to
He
hit
lay
you
my
like this
mattress on the
here.
dresser. Please.
Boo, 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 boo.
Sound like windshield wipers every time you blink.
All right. So let's see. So, Mark, we're so glad you're here because you, like you said, you can give a very great perspective that I think a lot of women need to hear. So,
Mm.
we have a couple of questions from our listeners. And again, y'all, if you have any questions for us, go to our website at www.twispod.com or send us an email at that's what I'm saying podcast@gmail.com, or you can leave us a message on Instagram at twispod. So, I'm gonna get into this right. I'm gonna get right into this question. This is, like I said, is from our listener, and thank you for sending it in. So I'll read it through. She says, "I hate my boyfriend's dirty talk in bed. We've been together for almost 2 years. My man is everything, y'all, but I cannot stand the way he talks to me when we are in bed. First, it's cool, like, do you love me? Then tell me how much you want this dick. Then then he's like, come here, you dirty little whore, you little sexy bitch. I have no response, and he keeps going. I can't even come. How can I bring this all up to him without offending him?" Mark,
I don't look. I don't think. I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a tough one. I
what?
think that as I think what happens is, I think what happens is young people tend to be the people that are the most lost. Because
Mm,
I think when you're a little bit more grown
Mhm.
up, it is sensible to ask your partner, what am I doing right and what am I doing wrong? Like,
Okay.
I say this like with Danielle, like I'm always asking her, what can I do to be better at anything? Whether it's a
mm,
better man to you, a better
Wow.
lover in the bedroom, a better listener, a better whatever, a better communicator. Like honestly, as not every day, but I ask her, probably once every few months. I'm like, am I doing what I'm supposed to? The way that you want to receive it? Is there anything that's off?
Okay.
And that includes
I don't need to do that.
what's happening in the bedroom. Like I want to know what's up. Like
Mhm.
am I doing too much?
Mhm.
Am I going too hard? Am I chasing you too much? Because that gets old too. Every time
yeah.
you get up from the chair, the man like that, yeah, like, and it's just like, we think you're taking it as we find you attractive, but sometimes it just women will say or will act as if you're too horny. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
this in particular is
Mhm.
he's trying to turn her on, obviously, and to his own demise, but he doesn't know because sometimes a woman has to just say stop, or that's a little
mhm.
too much, or you don't have to go so hard. I'm your woman already. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? Or the dirty talk in general. That's not how I like to be spoken to, right? I mean, I
Right
think it's a simple
Um,
conversation.
in the middle, just be like,
It,
whoa, whoa,
that,
whoa,
I mean,
whoa,
See,
it
that
whoa.
sucks.
sounds simple.
See,
So
that
I'll
sucks.
just,
That
share
sucks.
my personal experience was, like I was with dating this guy, and same thing, same thing. How this was kind of, he was great, everything was cool. But I swear, when it would be times I felt like I was in like a Dirk Diggler movie. I was, like old dirty porn. Like, what is he? I mean, you little dirty whore, and I'm telling you, you can hear the record scratch. Ah! Like what? You dirt what? You sexy little bitch. Like what? This is not turning me on, sir. This is not doing it for me, sir. Please hand me my drawers. Yes, my drawers. I'm gonna get up out of here. This is not my
It's
this
not my
ain't my
thing.
squeeze. This ain't my
But
squeeze.
but imagine some people that's their thing. Some
I
people,
know.
you know what I mean? They,
Wasn't me.
a little dirty talk and then over the top talk. They're like,
Mm-mm,
bring it. Like,
mm-mm. I had to. I was like, this is not a
Yeah.
porno we're
So
making here, sir. It's not an '80s. It's not a
people,
so
Dirk
see,
Diggler '80s porn movie.
who you calling a dirty whore? Is what
yeah,
I want to know.
but
You all offended, getting up.
but I
Give
think
me
a guy, you got to understand, a guy
Come
wants
here,
you
you
to
little
be
dirty
those.
whore.
This is the thing. He wants you to be those things. And my shit is, And my thing is, if I may, if you being a dirty whore, and then but have an issue being called what it is exactly you doing, then maybe you just get offended that somebody's calling you out for your nastiness, right? Because right, it's like, look, I don't want to be told I'm dirty, even though I'm down here doing the block, like
And that's exactly what it is. Like, please, sir, we don't need a play by play. I know what I'm doing, and
exactly. Okay,
you're
so
turning me
then
completely off. Hand me my coat.
right,
I'm ready to go. Let me get up
yeah,
off my knees. I'm done.
you see what I mean? Like, so he's like, oh damn, like, oh you hold on. You went and got knee pads out the
Yep.
bag, and you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And now I can't say, oh, you dirty. You know what I mean? Like again, I think he's being playful.
Mm-mm.
I think this is what I think. I think name calling, and I think it's the playful part of uh,
You little dirty little
sexual.
whore. I just
Yeah,
can't get
I
over
think
this.
that's like you said. You was with him for a while, and you. I don't think he found it as disrespectful. I think he found it as playful banter in the bedroom because that's also. I mean, that's important too. You know,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think.
no, you're
I
right.
think
So I
so.
think talking to each other is good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I think there's some safe words that we need to use. Like there's some okay phrases, and then there's some things that's no, sir, I don't want to be called that while I'm doing that. Just for me. I don't like it.
Mm-mm. Not your jam. Not your jam.
Mm-mm.
She's like, I'm not a dirty little whore. I clean my kitchen very
I am
well,
not a
sir.
dirty little
No,
whore.
I'm just.
And I've
Please.
only been with
It's,
you. You're the only person I
I
deal
guess
with.
what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm saying is,
No.
it's confusing to be behaving that way, and then when I say in the heat of the moment, I say something
Uh-huh.
like that, and then
You like that in your mouth. Something like that. And you're like, oh,
you
you
be like,
mean it
hold on a second.
like right.
You ain't even gotta say all that. Like, it's
Right,
like,
right.
wait a
I'm
minute.
not
Is
fit.
she like this? Look, hold on a second. And you're like, wait a minute,
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen,
Clutching her
And I think
pearls.
yeah.
that's what it is. Like you want to be the fantasy, but you don't want the whole play by play. Just Shatara. I mean, am I alone here? Is I
No,
cannot. I
I
just
mean,
I
I
don't
think I've been there before, and to me, like that has always made me laugh. Like, I'm gonna find out who you really are. You get what I'm saying? Like this, because I'm a comedian, so to an extent, like and that's where be who you are. And I may crack a little joke later and be like, so, we might be getting coffee later. Like, so you like funky little bitches, huh?
Mm. Oh, that's what you like.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
You like
that.
funky bitches with green toenail
But
polish?
see, you see what I mean. But then that conversation actually becomes fun and funny because it's like, well, I like when you are. You know what
Free.
I mean? Because I got to be honest with you. I think in the grand scheme of things in a relationship, that's what every guy wants. Every guy wants, clean and dirty,
Yes,
fair and
yes.
frisky,
what do they call that? What's
Claire
a term for that?
Huxtable by day, freak by night.
right?
Claire
Mhm.
Huxtable in the bed, right? Lady in the streets, freak in the bed. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's what
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
every guy fantasizes that his woman will be professional, easy to talk to, be herself, meaning outgoing, blah blah. But there's a thing about how you treat your man that is, it's his. It's for you to be with him that way, and that's why I think
Hmm.
that banter is healthy. Like even if it goes too far and you got to reel it back, the banter itself is healthy because it's like, well, if you don't want me to talk to you this way, then I'll talk to someone else that way that likes it. And it's like,
Bam.
and you
I
got to
mean
be
for you to say
careful.
that.
You got to be careful that you don't put your hand in his face and just walk with him as you talk to him because I just feel like there's a healthy way to talk about it. Like you said, there's a way that you both laugh about it and he gets the message, which
Mhm,
is you ain't got to go
mhm.
that far, bro. Like you went,
Yeah, yeah.
you passed the stop sign and didn't
Uh-huh.
even look both ways, bro. You just took it. You just ate
So,
the whole damn thing. Exactly. So
yeah,
I just feel
right.
there's a healthy way. Like if Danielle said, hey. I love it when you do A, but you didn't have to go to B because that was just a little too much. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, so more
Right.
A, and yes, more A, just not no more B, please. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
think I'd be real cool with that.
But
I think I'd be okay with that.
but imagine well, what if like this? How I feel. I feel like people should be free, right? This is how I always feel. And sometimes we find out that like, well, you're just not the one for me. Like you just find out as you go. So if you're somebody who like for him, this guy, if he's really somebody who like that's his shit, like he really loves talking dirty. He likes to use all that stuff. When he's with you, he has to pin it all up and be, careful. Well, then guess what? Like you said, he's gonna find somebody else that he can get buck wild with. You get what I mean? The neighbors hear it and be like, "Oh, he got that nasty old skank at the house again." Neighbors are
Mhm.
gonna hear him talking. They all know, and it's not gonna be her. That's really what it is. Because nobody wants
Yeah.
to be with somebody they can't be free with.
Right.
Free. You know what
Right.
I'm
I
saying?
think
So
there's
Right.
a
we
And
middle
make it
ground
already.
and I
though.
agree.
Mm,
Yeah, I
You want
agree
to
that
be free.
that freedom in the most intimate moments is important.
Yeah, you
That's
already
really
naked,
mhm.
important.
right? So it's like, what more? What
Yeah.
more? So maybe they're just not
Still,
on the same page.
I always say it that ooh, oh, this feels extravagant. I love the way. I mean, ain't nobody aching for that dude. Ain't nobody like, you know what I want? I want a nice boy treat me with the most scale feeling. I'm sorry. People want people to make money, but also choke them the fuck out, tie them up, yoke them, whatever it is, because you got.
Mhm.
I think both sides are,
Everybody, yeah.
you know, I guess
Everybody got a little fetish.
everybody got
Yeah,
a thing.
I just think for
Everybody,
her, what she needs to bring it up to him. I think there's a middle ground. I don't think that they don't have to break up completely. This just warrants a conversation. If you're comfortable, and I think with age and experience, and you're with someone, you definitely have to bring this up. Not in the throes of passion, because I would probably be
But
giggling through the whole thing. This would ruin the moment for me.
I'm thinking what Mark said, and I know we got to get to the next question. He said in the beginning, like younger people, they're wild, right? And I'm
Mhm.
thinking of like today's music, right? And how a lot of hip hop, and I like hip hop, I like rap, but a lot of it, these little young dudes, they have like voices where they haven't even got like, they haven't hit puberty yet. So they sound, just a little bit soft and they're rapping and their level of, I don't know, like there's no mystery. It's like straight up like, bitch, I'll come in your mouth and tell you I love you. And call your best friend. I'll fuck her too. Like you just hear the level of, you know what I mean? Like and I'm like, wow. Whereas, when we're a little older, and sometimes even with my music, I'm like, no, they could talk about, giving it to you and going hard and not even use, any profanity whatsoever. It's sometimes you kind of like hear it in the music. Like it is a difference in ages. They're
yeah,
a little wild. They're a little
yeah.
bit loose.
Well, yeah, and
Mhm.
it's not even loose. It's I think something happened. All right,
Uh-oh.
let me close
You
this.
I'm
froze.
good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm good. Okay. I think the
Yeah.
music again. I have this conversation all the time. I don't know why it's doing it. I have this conversation all the time with myself. Is like the music is too much.
Mhm.
Are you
Hmm.
guys hearing me still?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear
Oh,
you.
okay. I think
It
like the
sounds
music.
good. It
Yeah,
sounds
the
good.
music is way too hard. Way too hard.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's like you
Took
said.
a Molly, even maybe fuck her, even though she average.
Yeah, I think it's just gone
You
too
listen to
far.
Future? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's gone too hard.
You know, like
In
WAP.
yeah,
WAP is not the jam.
no creativity, none of that. You know what I mean?
That's a whole
Certified freak, 7 days a week. Woo, that girl don't got no job.
Hmm.
Woo, that girl don't got no job.
She got a
Woo,
job.
that's a lot,
Her job being freak. That's her job, obviously.
right?
Mhm.
That sounds like Hunts Point, honey. You got certified? You got certified in that shit? Wow! You got certified? Here I am kind of working my little bachelor's, master's degree, and doctorate, and you got certified as a freak? Well, shit. Get my life together. I didn't know they was giving out certifications.
People's on the University of Phoenix talking about where they got that certificate at. I want to be a
Where they at
certified
too?
freak too, but I want to do it
That
from the
college,
house.
I tried to get my
I want to get
my
my
freak
degree from the house.
certificate.
Right.
I want to do virtual.
Wait,
Certified.
so do we give her some good advice? We were laughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a conversation with your man.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely,
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
was
definitely.
good.
but I feel her pain though. I mean, I'm just like, I don't,
Yeah.
sexy little ass bitch. Mm,
Um,
no, thank you.
ew.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
You
all
like
right,
this
all right.
one?
Let's get into the next question. So, the next question for my listener. This is a more of a relationship advice question, but still a good one. So she says, my boyfriend and I are in our 30s and we've been together for 5 years. I do love him, but I've always had a sense that he's not the one. He's kind, loving, and respectful. So I find it very difficult to explain exactly why I feel this way. Of course, like anybody, he isn't perfect. He lacks assertiveness and ambition, which I find very frustrating. He can also be a little clingy and easily offended. However, I feel I've undermined his confidence over the years by more than once saying that I plan to leave, only for him to beg for me to stay. We moved several times for work, and the last move before the pandemic, we moved away from our family and friends. We both feel very lonely at times. I fantasize a lot about a life without him. I think I sound selfish, as I know he loves me very much and is a good guy. But another part of me feels it's selfish to stay with someone I'm not in love with. I find it difficult to know whether I should stay or go, and I don't want to hurt him and myself, only to find that the grass isn't greener on the other side. What do y'all say?
Mm.
Mm.
Well, okay. First of all, you had a Freudian slip where you said when you meant to say he's a good guy, you said goodbye. That was a Freudian slip.
You heard that?
He's a good guy. I mean, good
Well,
guy. Yeah.
well,
So there you go, right there. That wraps
I'm,
up that question.
I'm telling you, people when they give themselves their own great advice, we just here to solidify it. So she said, I mean, okay, go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Mm,
Go ahead. What you think, Mark?
I think that it's like you guys, I think, are both kind of feeling, right? It feels like, you want to go but don't know how to go
Mm,
because, but this is the thing about the grass. The
mm.
grass, forget about the grass on the other side. You got to find that good grass on the inside of yourself. And the first way you go about finding the grass, the finding the grass being greener, is to be honest with yourself and say to this person who deserves the truth, right? Not honesty, the
Mm-hmm.
truthfulness of the matter. You forget about asking somebody else. She should be turning to him and saying, "You got to understand that no matter what happens, it's not our relationship. It's me with you. I'm not good, and my happiness is not this." A person that loves
Mm.
you will understand that and say, I want you to be happy, whatever that is, including if that means I have to back out.
mm.
Including that means I have to back
Wow.
out. That's
Who says
a
that?
I'm
who's
with
what?
you.
Who does that?
I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah,
Who,
I
who,
feel like,
who says
when people
that?
say, I don't want to leave him because the grass ain't greener on the other side, like, well, that staying with that person is actually stupid. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And the grass,
Hmm.
you shouldn't be looking at the other side. You should be looking to say, I probably need some time with me to figure
Hmm.
out what I need
Mm,
from me before I start looking into a relationship and doing something like this, which is getting into a relationship that's not good for you for whatever the reasons are.
mm-hmm.
If she's
Hmm.
already put him
Yeah.
down and done stuff and told him I'm going to leave and all that, obviously that that unhealthiness has already begun. you know
Hmm.
so
Okay, Sensei.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
no,
No, I
I just, like I
totally,
said, I feel like
totally
as
agree
you
with
as
you.
you as you grow up, you realize,
Like, mhm.
yeah, yeah, you realize, stop looking
Yeah,
for another way out and start looking for a way in to, for like a self
yourself.
calm, a self, a
Mm-hmm.
Right.
place where
I
you can be
totally,
good with
totally
you. So
agree
this
with
way,
that.
yeah, when you get into that other relationship, because obviously this one is spoiled and it's not going to go well, no matter what they talk about, she's just not into it.
Right.
And like I
Hmm.
said, I
Yeah,
think
it's
as
no, it's
much
at a
as
point
it'll
of no
hurt him,
return.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, the,
I,
the, the other person deserves your truthfulness, and that's
yeah.
how I
Mhm.
feel.
And also, like, don't be half-assed in a relationship. Like, I'm tired of people being half-assed in relationships because, it's like people get very comfortable in their toxicity. You know what I'm saying? In their dysfunction without doing, like you said, Mark, the introspection, like kind of, get yourself right before you think about what the grass is on the other side, and you're not happy in this place right here, but the factor in both of these, the grass and the person that you're with, is you. So if you're the main
Hmm.
factor, and if you're not right, correct, and well within yourself, don't worry about what's on the other side. Get out of this relationship that you're with this man, because y'all got a tie. You're holding him back, and he's holding you back. So transition out of that. And I think she's at a place. You know how you look over and you're like, I could jump, but I'm scared, and that's all.
Mhm.
You're scared. But instead of saying let me jump, why don't you just let me sit here for a minute in my hermit mode, in myself, and figure out what it is that is, and not necessarily wrong with me, but like what do I need to do? Like you were saying, like what do I need to do for me to make me okay? Which may has nothing really to do with what's on it's in the grass and what's with this individual that she's with now. I think that's where she's coming from, and
Hmm.
she's saying it. They had a point of no return because all her doubts and everything. If you had to put them on a piece of paper or put them in they're piling up. So she's already made the argument against the relationship probably every step over the last if they're 5 years in, then I'm thinking she's been doing this for the last like for a couple of years, just making excuses. But you
At
hold
least,
on
at
because
least, yeah,
yeah. So you've been
Let
in
it
this
go.
energy for a
yeah,
while now. How do you
yeah.
how do you clear that out? You break away.
He knows.
Don't
Well, this is the
don't get
thing.
into
This is
another relationship. Hmm.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Mark. What were you
but this
saying?
is the thing. He knows. He
Yeah,
knows. It's not
yeah,
like he doesn't know. He
yeah.
knows. He knows what you're feeling. He knows it. He knows that it ain't right.
Right.
He's just like her. He's not gonna say anything because he wants to stay right there, comfortable and whatever that is. Because everybody who's in deep 5 years or whatever, they don't want to. The one thing they hate is to start thinking, I gotta start this shit all over again with somebody else.
All
I
over
already put the
again.
time in.
Yep.
Mhm.
We got a trip for next
Hmm.
year already. We gonna go to the Bahamas together. Then we was going. My mother want us to go to this together. Now instead of being happy, you planning dumb shit that ain't got nothing to do with the happiness in your relationship. You know what I mean? Because none of
Yep.
remember that you can take trips
Right.
anywhere. If you're unhappy, you're
Yep.
unhappy on the trip. You know,
Well, no
you're
matter where you
unhappy when
go,
you go visit
wherever you
family.
go, there you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Right.
That
Hmm.
You looking
unhappiness
like
that
the
shit
Charlie Brown
follows.
character that walks around with that little dirt cloud.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
The dirt cloud,
Yeah,
Charlie Brown.
that's
That's what he
exactly
acting
the
like. He's walking
unhappiness. Be
around.
be the shadow behind you. Like,
There you
yeah, look,
go.
you looking back like who
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
the
Right.
happiness.
And everybody else sees it
Happiness
but
be like
you.
this. Look, every time you turn around.
Yeah,
You know?
it's sis. I'm just telling you gotta let this man go so that he can find his happiness. The break will be hard. It might not be the easiest thing. Especially like you 5 years in. Like I said, people get so comfortable in
Well,
their dysfunction. It just sounds dysfunctional, but you thinking it's
I,
working because you put the time in. What'd you say, Shatara?
but because you with the timing. But I will say, this is I've been on both sides, and this is so funny to me. So I think of the Marvin Gaye song when he says, I want you to want me the way I want you.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds simple, but it really is a big deal. When you want somebody the same way they want you, then that is electricity. That's a beautiful thing. But sometimes we all are not on the same page with how we love and want each other. So my memory is, going back to like when I was in college and I was getting out of college. Oh my God, I was so in love. We've been together for some years. And I
Mm-hmm.
just will never forget, he let me know. He was like, listen, he said something to the point where I am not the man that I'm gonna be, and basically like you can do so much better. Like it was like
Wow.
I'm not that grown man right now. Like I got my own apartment. I was like shaking and moving, and he was like trying to get it together, and I remember just feeling so like like that was the last time I can remember like, oh shit, that was heartbreak. But looking back at it, I'm giving him credit because he had to step away, and in reality like somebody will jump through hoops for you when they really want to be with you and like this is it. But in reality he was like, I could do without her. And as much as we loved each other, I thought we just, hey, that was the best favor he ever did for me. Like, you know what? Thank you for letting me know because I'm definitely not running a chase for you. But he felt that he needed to make his move. That was one. That was straight, after college.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, I'm nice and grown. And I remember having a moment and looking at us in my place and thinking to myself, seeing family around. And I said to
Mhm.
myself, I don't
That's
want
not
this for my
right.
life. I
That's
said it to, I had a moment where I just looked at the whole dynamic. I was like, I don't want this for my life.
mhm. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it was just one of those. So when it was time to part ways, it
Mhm.
was just a little bit seamless. It was hard, but it was like, you know what? Because we're not on the same page. It's okay.
Mhm.
It's
And
not
it's
right, but
okay.
it's
It's
okay.
okay. It's
It's okay.
okay. It is like you're not ruining. It's okay.
No,
You're not ruining the life. It's okay to
yeah.
say that's not where I want to be.
That's not where I
So,
wanna be. You gotta and it takes bravery. Like, you gotta be to be by yourself, you have to be a brave person. Because I know a lot of unhappy people that are with
mhm.
people just because they don't wanna be alone. Like you
Mhm.
said, some people get comfortable, they get stagnant. Nah, man, as comedians, Mark, you know, we have to be a little selfish sometimes. You get what I mean? Like, we have to strive for our happiness, and anybody else who gets in the way of that shit, trust and believe, we gonna get you out the way. That's just how it
Exactly.
is, you know?
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, hey.
Absolutely. Listen, all things take time because you start to flirt with, well, what ifs, and I get that. That's why she's in there 5 years, and I understand that. My thing is, if she's asking this question, it's because she's looking for validation that leaving is
Okay.
appropriate at this time.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
most
Yeah.
people, especially people in the circle, will say, hey, give it time, because you're
Yeah.
going to see that he's a good man and he going,
Mhm.
he want babies with you. He want to build a house with you. That see, not every man is
Mhm.
going to do, and that's not the point. That's not the point.
Yeah.
Point is not
Yeah.
about every man. It's about you and how you are handling the love even at this level, right? And so
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
you can't handle it at this level because you like you said, Shatara, it's like I don't have that thing to want to handle this like this anymore. And I
Yeah.
Mhm.
think that he's deserving of that conversation. It's like when I
Yeah.
see two people in a relationship, I go, both of y'all need to recognize this shit's always gonna be hard. Two people
Mhm.
coexisting in their own lives, plus mixing those two things, it can get very difficult and can get
Right.
messy. It can get hurtful. It can get
Mm,
you have to learn to set pride and egos aside, and that's a tall task.
mm,
Ego and pride are two helpful things as a
mm.
solo life, but in a
Mhm.
relationship it can be detrimental. The
Yeah.
same things that make you strong alone do not make you strong when you're together with somebody. it,
Mhm.
it can
That
be
was deep.
it can be it's a blessing and a curse because most men
Right.
operate off
Ooh,
that
that's deep.
pride and off that
The things that make you say that again. You said the things that make you strong alone is not the things that make you strong in a relationship. Is that what you said?
absolutely not. Yeah.
That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's put my
Hmm.
Mm,
thinking cap on. Like,
Yeah.
hold up. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Let me
Why?
think.
When you're alone and you garner all this strength by yourself, and then uh, you have to ease up on that strength so that the other person can fit in your life.
mhm.
That becomes a
Yeah.
struggle.
Ooh.
Becomes a struggle to say, to say I love you so much that I'm willing to give up some of the shit that has made me strong out here in these streets,
Mm.
but to
Preach.
but to being at home with you. And I said, to me, it's the things that make a house a home, a building, a place that you love, that you go home and feel like I've given up, or I've surrendered all the things that hold me back from being good in a relationship, not the one with myself,
Mhm.
but good in this,
Mhm.
right? And this is not a
Yeah.
man woman thing. This is gay. This is whatever. That two people have to understand that all that power that you wield swords alone, to put that sword down so that you cannot,
Mhm.
so your hands can be free to deal with this thing, right? This
Ooh.
massaging this love and
Mhm.
holding hands and
Mhm.
all, but hold on, I got to get my sword because that's how people respect me because I wield the sword and that a
Mm.
pure, uh, unadulterated sort of calm energy that you allow someone to see you in. That has to be okay. It has to be okay with the both of you. That I see you in that light and you see me in that light when I'm not always on 10. I'm a comedian. I'm always on 10. But when I'm home, I like to be at 1. I like to be chilled and cool and make a joke and do the other stuff. But that, again, through life and learning, that I don't always have to be on 10 that's also an important lesson on my own. that I can't always be like that in a relationship. I don't have to be the center in everything. I just don't, and I let that other person be the center, Feels good. It feels so good.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Feels
Sit
so
back.
good that
You
like,
sit back and just laugh.
yeah, well,
Oh, I
digression
love
is a part of progression. Digressing
Hmm.
slightly. Like, all right, I'm gonna let me move back a little bit and start seeing me from that point of view, so that I can
Ooh.
better,
Mm.
you know, I can better work these things out, because I don't want to look like that. I don't, people tell you, damn, remember that thing the other day? Wow, you were out of control. You were this, and you were like, oh, I was just being me. Like I was a little boisterous, and I was a little, and then you realize, oh wow, I was too much. Like I was too much. I had all this pent up energy, and here I was thinking this was the right forum, and again, it also
Mhm.
happens in your relationship. I know I'm too much sometimes, because I haven't been on stage
Mark,
in
I have
eight
a
nine
question for
weeks or
you.
whatever. Yeah.
Mark, you got a brother? A single brother?
Say
I'm
again.
telling you, when
Oh.
we have guests, do you have a brother
A
who is
single brother.
thinking
She's like, 'cause I
out
like where
in
your
the
mind is
world?
at. I like where your
I'm
mind
always
is at.
I am always amazed when we have the male guests come on, and the comedians. Y'all are just it's
Deep,
the
right?
funniest thing because y'all are just so relationship zen out. It's amazing. I mean, it sounds so good. I'm like, what? Y'all need to write a book or something. Like, put together a group or something, because the knowledge that y'all, and it's experience, it's age, but I appreciate the level of just a recognition of the balance in relationships. Y'all come with some really zen relationship um information and advice. I appreciate that.
Gems.
Yeah, like we got a gym here.
Thanks, Mark. Look,
No,
here we
I
go. Thanks,
appreciate it, but no,
Mark.
I don't think it has to do with wins or losses. I think it has to do with the lessons. When once you go through stuff that's really hard, and you haven't seen the lessons that come with the hard parts, I think that's when the guy, the girl, anybody is lost in that. That's when they're lost, and you're
Mhm.
like, all right, you need to work on that for you, because it's not about, oh, you need to heal from that relationship. It has nothing to do with that. You know what you need to do, but most people, like you said, Shatara, they ignore what they need and only care about what they want. I want this. I met Tom the other night. He's a good man, and he got this, and he said he's gonna do, but you're in no place to do anything for him, especially like you guys said, on the
Mhm.
emotional side, on that grown up business side. I would never have gotten
Right.
into a relationship if I didn't feel like I was ready on the grown up side to accept all the failures that I knew I was responsible for, and at least understood those failures as lessons to better my qualifications for relationship,
Oh
because
shoot. That listen.
yeah.
Send your resume. Send your resume in, because this that was a great cover letter, buddy. That right there. Some
Hey,
brothers are
listen.
listening right now. They're like,
Yeah, yeah.
uh-huh.
I
They're
only
writing
think
it down.
Yeah, but I only think comedians
Wow.
have a little bit of a easier way, because comedians always or should be self-reflecting, in
Mm-hmm.
their stand
Yeah.
up and in their
Yeah.
emotions when it comes to their
Yeah.
stand up and so on.
Yeah.
So I think I've become better. Forget about what is and
Mm-hmm.
what isn't great or perfect or the right thing to do, just better at reflecting on my own energy and where I need that to
Mm-hmm.
be, and the person that needs to be receiving this energy and how I would like them to receive that energy. Because
Right.
it's like when you're
Right.
open, it's like you said, that in love thing has nothing to do with the physical. For me, it has to do with that electrical bond, right? When I'm good saying things to her, and she's good receiving those things, even when it's shit I gotta say that ain't right, that ain't gonna be good. This gonna be some
Mm-hmm.
badass news, and the first thing that come out my mouth is, "Baby, I got some bad news. You better sit down, because I gotta tell you, And she receives it, at least, maybe mad at the moment, whatever, but at least she can take solace in knowing that I was truthful right from jump. Because you learn that. You learn that covering shit up, saying things the way you would like people to receive it instead of telling them the full
Mm-hmm.
truth You know, that should have
Mhm.
get you. That should
All
have
over this
get you
other
caught up like
piece.
a bear trap. You know, now you trying to. Well,
Mhm.
I don't know why I didn't tell you. I've been that already with with Danielle. I'm like I should. I don't know. I was gonna tell you. You know, and then you're like, then the then this reflection becomes, why didn't I just say what it was? Like, why didn't I just
Right.
and
I was
honestly,
saying
you
to
just
myself,
you feel stupid. You know, you feel stupid.
you just feel stupid.
Yeah, because truthfulness has such an incredible value,
Mhm.
and people undervalue truthfulness for, I don't want to hurt your feelings. That's why I said this young lady
Yeah.
needs to sit down and tell him her truth, and then
Mhm.
he has to then understand it. It doesn't
You
have to be
know.
a one day conversation. It might take a week for him to get his arms around it, but give him that time. But at least start the
Yeah.
conversation with, I got to be truthful. I have to
Yeah,
say
just
this
I'm
to
not
you
happy.
because that's the only way that relationship is either going to fail, pass, or fail. But at least it passes and fails in the truth. It's not hidden for another
Oh, yeah.
5 years. And then what
Right,
happens?
right.
You get pregnant. Now she got a baby under this guys that you're not the man for me, but I don't want to not be without you. That shit don't help nobody.
Mhm.
The best thing they have going is that they have no children in the mix. So, like I always used to say, I don't got no kids with you. We don't share a mailbox. It might be a little hard on the emotion side to leave, but it's going to be a little
Hmm.
bit easier to unsew this shit up.
Yeah,
That's usually my theory on, the
yeah.
breakup game. But if you
Mhm.
have kids in the mix, it's stickier. If you have
Hmm.
a house together, it's stickier. In her case, we're in our 30s, we're moving around for work. Keep it moving, find your happiness, you'll be all right. So
Exactly.
that's for me. Mark, you definitely come from a place of wisdom. So we already know you come from a place of funny. Like we know this already about you. You get what I'm saying? So I know
Yeah,
underneath this, you like have a lot of little kickly jokes, but for the most part, seeing you in this, I mean, me and you, we've had deep conversations for years. We have like
for
an ongoing
years.
conversation, right?
Yes.
We're always talking. But just to be able to share with the people, where Mark Viera is funny. However, ladies and gentlemen, he has some true gems that he's able to share with us, and you come from a place, like I said, of wisdom. And
Yeah,
I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you. We
guys.
appreciate
Thank
you. We
you
So
guys.
appreciate you. We're looking for
appreciative.
you.
Thank you.
Mark Viera Comedy. You guys know.
Woo!
The
We out here.
series.
We out here.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
guys. Thank
Thank
Mhm.
you, Mark. See you soon.
Please don't. All right, y'all. Guess where we at? We've come to the
Oh.
end. We'll be back though. So please like, share, and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. Please listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, Castpod, TuneIn, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, y'all. Also watch That's What I'm Saying on the Island TV app. And Shatara, what else we need to let them know? We do want to thank our guest, Mark Viera,
Yes.
funny man, who
Oh,
actually
absolutely.
came.
Yes.
He came with the real though. We appreciate that.
Yeah, he came with the gems, like bam, 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 bam. See,
Mm-hmm.
people don't know comedians could do that every now and then, every here and there. We could do that. So, yes, absolutely. If you have a question for the Weekend D Report, or you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, as well as our podcast and TV events, then get social with us. Slide up in the DM, y'all. We are here. We're listening. I want to talk to you. If you want to talk to me, follow us on Instagram at twispod. You can get on our website at www.twispod.com. Send an email at that's what I'm saying podcast at gmail.com. And until next time, thank you all.
Always.